Hi, I'm Lacey Mays, and this is my play called Secrets. The play is about a couple, John and Becca, who have been married for 10 years. They want to have children but are having trouble conceiving. The conflict arose when it surfaced that 17 years ago, prior to meeting John, Becca gave birth to a boy named Tyler. The characters are John, Becca's husband of 10 years, who has always wanted children, Becca, John's wife of 10 years, who doesn't care to have children, and Tyler, Becca's long-lost son, whom John doesn't know about. Act 1, Scene 1. John and Becca sit at their wooden kitchen table picking at their dinner. John is visibly upset and Becca seems unbothered.
Did you transfer your money to our shared account? Oh, and also, did the tax returns come in the mail yet?
Rebecca, are you not even a little bit upset about this?
John stands up from the table somewhat angrily and walking to lean on the marble kitchen island.
It's nothing new. It happened before, John.
John picks up a pregnancy test, studying it with sad eyes.
Maybe we should take fertility tests or talk to a doctor, or...
Becca interrupts.
John, I'm
sorry, I don't mean to freak out about this.
Becca interrupts.
John, it'll happen if it happens.
John, taking a deep breath, puts the pregnancy test into the trash can.
I just don't understand how you can brush something so serious off like this. We have been together for 10 years, Becca. Why don't you care about starting our own family?
We have our own family, you and I. Who says we need to have kids to have a happy life?
Becca walks over to the living room and grabs the TV remote.
I feel like there's more to life than what we have. I want to experience raising our children. There's nothing in this world that I want more than to experience that with you. We have planned this since we were in college. We bought a house big enough for us to have children. We live in the perfect neighborhood. We have a good income and a stable relationship. How can you just brush this off?
Everything happens for a reason. You know that.
A long pause. John starts to become more frustrated.
How can you say that about everything? If you want something in life, you will do anything to get there. I've known you for long enough to know that you will always work for what you want. I'm starting to believe that this isn't really what you want.
We have had this conversation way too many times. I will explain myself again. I will not explain myself again.
Becca leaves the room. Act 1, Scene 2. It is the next day and Becca's at work. John is home and receives a letter in the mail. John opens the letter and reads it out loud.
Dear John, we have received the results of your fertility test. We are sorry to tell you.
John sets the letter from his doctor on the counter. He slowly walks over to the couch to sit down.
How am I going to tell Becca? She doesn't even know I had the test done. I will never have the family I've always dreamed of. I don't think I can tell her I did this behind her back. She will never forgive me.
Act 1, Scene 3. It is later that day. Becca arrives home from work.
Hi.
Hi.
Becca seems off.
How was work?
As Becca unpacks her lunch.
Long.
Did anything happen?
Something always happens.
Becca rolled her eyes.
Well, what is it?
Becca walks over to the couch where John is and sits next to him.
Today I had a client who was kinda in the same boat as us.
Same boat? How?
Well, she and her husband have been trying to have kids for 3 years, just about as long as we've been trying, and she said something that really made me think.
Becca takes a deep breath.
She said that she had wanted kids since her little brother was born. She was about 3 years old when she held her brother for the first time. Growing up, she always took care of him. Although they were close in age, she always mothered him. She constantly helped him with his homework, made him dinner, played with him, and pushed him to his full potential. As he got older, he depended on her less and less. It was bittersweet for her. She was so proud of him and the person he became, but the heartbreak at the fact that she didn't have to take care of him anymore. Ever since the day she realized her little brother wasn't so little and was living on his own, she had been searching for that feeling. When she met her husband, she knew there was no one better than him to share a child with. He has the same drive to be a father. After their miscarriage, she was never the same. She became depressed. And now that she isn't in the same mental state she was in, she questions whether or not she would be a good mother in the future.
Becca grabs John's hands and looks him in the eyes.
When she told me this, it really made me think. I understand how important it is for you to start our own family. I also realize how lucky I am to still be mentally stable enough even after the miscarriage. Words can't explain how sorry I am for never giving much thought to how important this is to you. I'm ready to put my mind to this and keep trying.
Oh, wow.
John is speechless and feels his heart starting to race.
Thank you.
Well, what's the matter?
John is stuttering.
Nothing. I am happy.
Great. There's nothing I want more than for you to be happy.
Becca and John begin to watch a movie. They fall asleep on the couch together until they are woken by something unexpected. Act 2, Scene 1. John and Becca are suddenly woken by something at the door. It is about 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. John quickly gets up from the couch and opens the door.
How can I help you?
Tyler spoke nervously.
Is Rebecca Anderson here?
John became concerned.
She is actually sleeping. Can I take a message for her?
No, I think I'll just come back another.
Becca stepped into the doorway next to John.
How can I help you?
Mom?
What is going on?
John became confused.
You must have the wrong house. Sorry.
Becca began to close the door. Tyler put his hand out to stop the door from closing.
No, I don't. Can I explain myself?
Tyler seems as if he is about to cry.
I've been living with an older couple. They adopted me when I was 3 years old. When I got older, people from my school bullied me and said I was adopted. I never knew until my parents had explained to me why I don't look like that. They refused to let me find my biological parents. I finally got them to at least tell me your name. They don't know I'm here.
John is furious. He looks at Becca in disgust.
Rebecca?
Rebecca is speechless.
Is there something I don't know about?
Do you mind if I come in?
Come on in.
Becca directs Tyler over to the kitchen table.
Can I get you something to drink?
I'll just take some water.
Becca walks over to the fridge and grabs Tyler a glass of water. Becca brings it back over to the kitchen table where Tyler is sitting.
Tyler, if you don't mind, I'm going to talk to my husband in the other room. I will be back shortly. Make yourself at home.
Becca directs John into their bedroom and closes the door.
Rebecca, what the hell is going on?
Becca whispers.
Shh. I don't want him to hear. I know this is horrible. I understand. I know you're angry. I know that I'm wrong. You have every right to be mad, but right now we need to be adults and talk to him. We can talk about this later.
Long pause. John can't seem to form a sentence.
No, Rebecca, I don't even know what to say right now.
Exactly, John. Right now, whatever you say is out of anger. This will give us time to calm down and avoid the conversation getting out of hand. He also needs us right now. You saw him. He's nearly in tears.
You're right, let's go.
John and Becca open the door and sit down with Tyler.
Sorry, Tyler. As you may have guessed, we were not expecting you, and we want to handle this in the best way possible.
Tyler seems sad still.
It's okay. I'm sorry for showing up unannounced. I honestly didn't really know what to do. I've known who you were for about 3 months now. I just didn't know the best way to reach you, and I was also a little scared you wouldn't respond or didn't want anything to do with me.
It's all right.
I was hoping coming here would give us a chance to get to know each other and what happened back when I was born.
Tyler seemed as still if he was going to cry.
I was also hoping our meeting could give us a chance to start over. I'm not asking you to take me in and be a mother, but maybe just keep in touch. You know what I mean?
Becca nodded her head.
I think that sounds great. John?
John looked into Becca's eyes.
I agree.
Great.
Tyler took a sip of his water. He seemed to have cheered up a little bit.
Well, I guess I'll start off with a little bit about myself. I just turned 17. I'm a senior in high school. I'm a 3-sport athlete. I play football, basketball, and track. My favorite sport is basketball. I have already received offers from 3 different universities. I am also the top of my class for GPA. My adopted parents are older. They are starting to rely on me to take care of them, which puts a lot of stress on me considering that I'm very busy with sports and school. They are both retired professors at our local community college. We live in Oakland, just about an hour north of here, which I think is crazy since I've never run into you before living so close together. I have a lot of friends. I really don't have any complaints in life besides never meeting you guys, my parents.
Becca looks at John, then looks at Tyler, and takes a deep breath.
That's great to hear, Tyler. I'm really happy for you. But there's something I should tell you. My husband, John, isn't your biological father.
Oh, okay. My adopted parents never told me who was my dad.
Tyler looked at John.
I don't know what your name was, so I really wasn't sure.
Tyler then looked at Becca.
If you don't mind me asking, who is my father?
Becca looked in John's direction in fear.
Go ahead, it's okay.
Becca gave John a soft smile.
Your father was my high school boyfriend. I was only 17 when I was pregnant with you. We knew we were too young and couldn't give you the life you deserve. After about 6 months of being pregnant, your dad was in a car accident. He died instantly, and I was heartbroken. I dropped out of school and decided I was going to devote my life to you. I got a job waitressing at a restaurant that was 2 blocks down from the apartment I was renting at the time. Right before I was going to go on maternity leave, I got fired from my job. After I had you, I was unable to work because I had no one else to watch you. I quickly lost all of my money due to not having to pay rent. I decided that I wasn't going to be able to support not only you, but myself. So after 6 months, I put you up for adoption.
Tyler is at his loss for words.
Wow. I really don't know what to say.
John is also at a loss for words.
Me either.
You don't need to say anything. I'm sorry for what I did, Tyler, but I know it was what was best for both of us.
I'm not mad. I've had a wonderful life, and I'm grateful for everything. I always tell my adopted parents everything happens for a reason.
John and Becca look at each other. Becca starts to cry.
I'm really glad you came here, Tyler.
Me too. I didn't know how this was going to go, so I did not plan on staying long. My adopted parents will be home soon. They went to get groceries this morning. I don't want them to worry about me, so I should head home. Maybe we can meet again tomorrow while they're at work. How does that sound?
Sounds great. If you would like, we can go to lunch somewhere closer to where you live, just so that they don't worry.
That sounds perfect. Can I give you my number? Maybe we can set up a time?
Of course.
Tyler pulls out a folded piece of paper from his pocket that already had his number written on it. Everyone got up from their seats and walked to the front door.
I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I'm sorry I couldn't stay long.
I completely understand. Thank you for coming. Now, get going before your parents become worried.
Tyler leaves and Becca closes the door behind him. Act 2, Scene 2. Becca walks back to the kitchen table and sits across from John. John seems uneasy.
10 years we have been together and you never thought to tell me you have a child?
John starts to tear up.
3 years of trying to have children and you never thought to tell me?
I am sorry. I know that will never be enough, and if you never forgive me, I understand. I should have told you. There's no excuse. The only people who know are my parents, who we both know I do not speak to.
Why did you think you couldn't tell me?
I was embarrassed. Getting pregnant at 17 and giving my child up for adoption isn't something I'm proud of. I honestly didn't think you would have married me if you knew.
John gets up from his seat and moves to the seat next to Becca.
Rebecca, I have loved you since the first time I saw you. Nothing was going to change that. You know how I feel about this kind of stuff. You know how much I value family. Family comes first. I just wish I would have known.
You're not mad?
Oh, I am mad. I am very mad. But I'm only mad because you hid it from me for 10 years.
I know, it was wrong. It crosses my mind every time we talk about having kids. It's the main reason I am not so determined on having kids. I've already failed my other child. I would feel guilty of giving another child everything they ever wanted when I haven't even met my first.
I see where you're coming from. I feel as if it's a good time to tell you that I took a fertility test.
John grabs a letter that is hidden from behind the picture frame on the wall next to their kitchen table. Becca reads the letter.
I'm so sorry, John. I don't even know what to say.
I am sorry. I did this behind your back.
Do not apologize. I should be the one apologizing. I'm sorry, John. I'm sorry for everything.
John hugs Becca and they cry together.
We both need to work on being more honest with each other and communicating.
I agree. I love you so much, and I never meant to hurt you.
I love you too, Rebecca.
Becca stands up from the table and walks over to the fridge to grab 2 glasses of water. She hands John one and opens the other to take a drink.
What are we going to do about Tyler?
I think we should both go to lunch tomorrow after we learn a little bit more about him and strengthen our relationship with him. We should talk about getting him to be honest with his parents. It's never good to hide anything from someone you love. We know that firsthand.
I agree. I don't think it's right, and they don't know we have met.
Me too. Then maybe we can figure something out on how we can be a part of his life.
We have always wanted a family, and if we can't create one ourselves, we should take advantage of this opportunity to stay in touch with Tyler.
Although this wasn't what we had in mind, I am grateful for what is in store for us.